Hey guys, welcome back. Today is what are we? Victory Tuesday. Atlanta, Garrick. Atlanta just won a basketball game.
Yeah, they actually blew somebody out in the basketball game, the playoff game.
I know, really. So I was kind of like, oh man. I actually joined in at halftime. That's when I was able to turn the game on and watch it. And they were up, and I didn't trust the lead going into the fourth as I kept watching it. They were up maybe 20, 30. I still didn't trust the lead.
Good thing you missed that first quarter. That was uh, probably our worst basketball of the series.
Yeah, I was driving home. It was, man, I tell you what. So I'm driving home on the highway. There's a lane shut off because of they're doing construction, and then they up and close another lane, a second lane, because someone got an accident, and all this during rush hour. So Garrick, you can understand how frustrated it was. And you should fully understand why I had every right to jump in the HOV lane and make it back.
Is that California traffic just as bad as it is in Atlanta?
It's hmm. The difference is that at home it's more as like you can anticipate the traffic and know your back roads and outsources, whereas like also here the HOV is three people, not two, which is kind of annoying. But I guess the good thing is it's kind of like it's only during certain hours. Like it's during rush hour in the morning or rush hour at night that they enforce HOV. So I don't know. Uh, oh yeah, and if you're driving home, driving home at home is kind of like you can at least take the back roads, you know the way. Here you're kind of just like screwed because water and Bay Area stuff. Because you can't drive on water, so they only make a certain amount of roads and bridges.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the game, man. Garrett, what in the world? Talk about the first quarter. How you said it was bad because I completely missed it.
Uh, just the Hawks weren't in rhythm offensively. Weren't making shots. They weren't moving the ball. Uh, Horford was struggling. Millsap struggled in the first. They just looked out of sorts and only scored 15 points that quarter. Kept turning the ball over, which is key number one. The Hawks struggle. They turn the ball over. That's how you know the Hawks are gonna be in for a long game when they turn the ball over. But they picked it up. I guess towards the middle of the second quarter. Mike Scott came in the game. I believe the Hawks were down 29-21. Came in the game, hit a big three, and then um, Paul Millsap made a couple baskets, and it was the Kent Bazemore show at the end of the end of the first half.
Oh, I did catch that. I caught like maybe I'm exaggerating. Did he have like two or three straight three pointers, or did I miss that? I
I
mean,
think he had, yeah, I think he hit like two or three.
okay, because I saw two. I want to say I saw all three of them go in, but it was just kind of like, nah, I might be exaggerating.
Yeah, he hit three of them. Well, Mike Scott made a shot in between it, but yeah, he hit three.
Mike Scott was playing like a man possessed tonight.
Yeah,
He had a couple of just man rebounds. He had a couple of post ups. Like he legit actually posted someone up.
yeah. Mike Scott's in rhythm. He goes down to that low block, gets good position. Does that little baby hook.
We were bound for a good Mike Scott game. Well, I'm happy we got one.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of like, please save the rest of this hot shooting for, a couple more games. It was nice. It put me in a good mood watching this.
Yeah. It's like we
Although
got some company.
we got somebody on here with us,
Yeah.
in the post-victory thing. Looks like we got JM. JM, you hear us?
Yeah, what's up, boys?
What's going on, man? How are you? Did you know there was a basketball game on tonight?
That's interesting. How did it go?
I don't know. Some team. It must have been bad because, like, I believe I actually saw Humphreys, Lamar Patterson, and Kirk Heinrich on the floor at the same time.
I was getting scared. I thought we were about to see the four-game consecutive by Boston beat us 4-2. I
Yeah,
really was. I really was starting to fear that. I thought that. I was starting to think that maybe we were just never going to recover from that flat start in Game 3, and it was just going to carry throughout the series. But that was that was sorely needed tonight. That was a sight for sore eyes for Hawks fans tonight. I enjoyed the hell
yeah,
out of that.
yeah. Really showed, them hitting these wide open shots, man. It was nice to actually
It was
see
just
them hit them.
time for some shots to drop, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Some good looks to go in.
Well, we were talking about the bad a little bit earlier. Garrick was talking about the first quarter. I actually missed it. Jim, what did you think of that first quarter when it was looking bad? Before we get to the good stuff, that is.
Just came out flat, man. Everything was clunky. I think there was a little bit of nerves from Atlanta to start that game because there was so much pressure. Um, but I think that little run, that little flurry um, in the second quarter early where I think Teague hit a three and cut it to one. It was like an 8-0 run. I think that really got us going. But first quarter, I think it was just feeling the pressure of losing those two straight and having to win tonight, basically at home.
Yeah. Did you notice Isaiah Thomas was getting booed almost every time he touched the ball?
Yeah, well, good.
Garrick's a Celtic hater, so I know he approved of
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
it.
He went out of the game late with some hurt feelings.
Yeah, well, ankle injury. I don't want to say anything bad about injuries, especially these last couple days. Steph with the MCL injury, and man, how untimely is that Chris Paul injury? Just like that's a storybook kind of injury,
Yeah. Your two best players.
and it's just like, okay, so you hear that Steph is going to be out, so it's like literally like every other team in the West is like, holy crap, we might actually have a shot, especially especially the Clippers, because they would, well, now if they play the series, they'd be the one that plays them next. But and then Chris Paul goes and he breaks, what is it, like the bone in the middle of your hand, the one that like goes to like the forearm or something like that.
I think it's uh the is it the third finger? Third bone to your ring finger or something?
Yeah, I think it's the middle finger, um, or third. I don't know, but that is just so untimely.
That's
Like
incredible
it's
to lose
like
those two guys.
yeah, it's just like such bad luck that it is amazing. Like that is just terrible luck. And then you think, okay, well maybe if Blake can play point forward like he did last year or early in the year when you know, Chris is out, and nope, Blake is out too. Like, I don't know, it's just amazing because in the course of like maybe 2 hours, they went from favorites to possibly gonna lose to the dang what team were they? To the Blazers.
Nice microphone, by the way.
Someone who was it?
You
Bob.
you got you got that from Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, really. I did. It's a trap. But Bob was making fun of this microphone, teasing me about it. He said it looked like one of those giant massage things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the good news, man.
It does look like the Death Star.
Not you too, man. You're supposed to have my back, Garrett. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to, listen to them. I pay you, man, for things like this.
It's R2D2.
I can't stand you guys. Let's. Oh man. So let's go back to Victory Tuesday here. So we were right when you joined, Jam. We were talking about how Kent Bazemore, basically his eyes became dollar signs. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a free agent this summer. He saw his buddy Damari Carroll get paid, and yeah, yeah, he went absolutely crazy in what the second quarter.
Yeah, in a
He went
second.
off.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say he went off. That stretch right there won the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gave him like what a 10 point lead. What was it going into the half? Nine.
It was 8 going to the half, but we
8
had a
going.
10-point lead before that.
Yeah, and then when the what should we call it? And what was it? The stat they had? They had like 12 consecutive shots that were made during that run.
I think it was what was it, 11 or something? They made 11
Yeah,
or
they missed
12.
one. It was like 11 of 12, something like that.
Okay, it was
I
something
think
insane.
Schroeder missed a buzzer beater, I believe, right before the half.
Right, it was a 3 pointer, but I'm not gonna say anything because Dennis was like actually he was playing. I wouldn't say in control, but less um, hmm, less crazy. Let's go with that.
He was nice tonight. I mean, I didn't notice. Usually it sticks out how bad the flow of the offense is when Schroeder's in the game. But tonight, you didn't notice that at all. It didn't matter who was in there. Everything was clicking, except for that first quarter. But
Yeah, I didn't think.
Schroeder, he did a nice job tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think he was really over dribbling, and he wasn't taking too many bad shots, but he wasn't really throwing turnovers. That was the thing that was kind of different.
And good, strong drives. Not these wild drives where he's losing the ball out of bounds and stuff like that. They were good drives where he was reading the defense, beating his man off the dribble, and making good passes off the drives. And it was nice. That's what you always want from him.
They're showing they're showing this first quarter on TV, and I forgot what I was going to say about Marcus Smart was hitting them 3 pointers again, and
Yeah, some divine intervention turned a 25% three-point shooter into Ray Allen or something.
yeah, and who else? Who else was having a
I think Evan Turner hit a couple of three, or hit a three, and he had like 15.
yeah? No, it was Sullinger who was hitting shots, but I remember
He hit a
thinking,
three or two, I think.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was
No,
thinking
he
if
hit one.
who Sullinger?
yeah.
Yeah, he hit one tonight at least.
Well, it was just funny. What you call it? Watching Sullinger play, and I was just kind of laughing. I was like, "Hey, this is our strategy. Give Sullinger confidence." He has been Jared Sullinger has possibly been like the fourth or fifth best Hawk in this series so far.
And that surprises me. Whenever I've watched the Celtics um, in the past, it always seems like Sullinger plays well, but it must just be because I'm only watching the Celtics in short little spurts when they're on TV, and I always see him hit a few shots, get a few rebounds. It must just be that he does that for the few minutes that I'm watching, because now that I've seen him over the course of a few games, God, I mean, it's he has been horrible.
Yeah, especially defensively. Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
brutal.
Slow feet. Yeah. It was. I don't know. What you basically just said, JM, is kind of like the epitome of a lot of fans with certain players that they think are good. But hey, you play them in a series, and it's like,
I honestly thought he was a decent player, but evidently I was could not have been more incorrect.
well, you have me thinking of guys that say like, Garrick. You could probably help me think of one real quick. Just who's a random player that people want us to trade for just because they think he's good? Okay, like you remember when Marshawn Brooks was a thing?
yeah,
Or, I'm trying to think, like, who's just some random player that just has good games against the Hawks that's, like, not good? That's a lot of them, but I don't know. It's what makes me think of JM when you're talking about Sullinger right now. But, man, Sullinger. You remember that draft? Do you remember that draft when they took Sullinger? Because I remember they took Sullinger and Fat Mello, and then we took John Jenkins.
yeah.
I will admit, I was hoping the Hawks got one of the two of them, and uh, yeah, alas.
I still got
All
a
right,
soft spot for John Jenkins. He's still my boy.
It's got a soft spot for John Jenkins.
Yeah,
hold on,
Hawk for life.
uh,
I admit that. He's a good dude.
we got the fourth member of this crew on here.
Yeah, we do.
We got the fourth one joining us on Victory Tuesday.
With the burrito. Now Monterey burrito.
Oh my goodness!
Victory
Oh my
burrito.
goodness! Victory burrito on Taco
I
Tuesday
know.
eating a burrito. You're some
Hey,
sort
listen,
of
the burrito. It's my. I didn't get to have a fun experience with Mexican last night. I was about to. I was about to cuss Guadalupe out, but I'm not gonna cuss this out.
Well, Christian, we were just well, we were about to jump into the second half, the basically second half explosion. You have anything to say you want to talk about? Just like
Um,
just the big
I
lead that's
mean,
created.
just just all around great effort. Al wasn't stepping. Well, Al wasn't making shots. That's really what it was. But man, when can't really had that explosion that sent me through the roof. I was about to wake everybody up in the house. But
Oh man.
yeah, the second half just a good I as well. I was just happy that without Al, we were able to basically have effort and complete team effort and complete uh, production from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Garrick, I just have to ask you real quick. Now, this is like for the upcoming game, just something random. Actually, by the way, Garrick, did you just notice how Tim Hardaway Jr.'s eyes just kind of like lit up in
Garbage time
garbage
minute.
time there? Yeah,
Yeah.
his eyes just lit
Dude,
up.
Chris Humphries, man.
Oh yeah.
He's lighting it up too.
Chris
Oh
Humphries
yeah.
outscored Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, and you're gonna hear how like Chris Humphries. Um, you're just gonna hear. See, I told you if we played Chris Humphries, we would win.
Yeah,
He was dominant for a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but that's with Jordan Mickey on the floor.
Yeah. And we got playoff Lamar Patterson.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was also a thing that
He
happened.
he had time to take he took some time off his busy schedule with the Austin Spurs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're glad he could join us. Garrick. We haven't really talked about him much, but talk about Mike Scott. Like what you saw.
Uh, Mike Scott in the paint, outside the paint, at the 3-point line. He was. Uh, I hate. I know, Josh. Get ready, ready your ears. He was the Hawks' best player tonight.
He
I agree
was.
with that.
He
I'll agree with
was.
that.
I appreciated Mike Scott. He had a couple just like tough like man rebounds where he grabbed it. He was pushing one guy out of the way
Yeah.
and grabbing it with one hand in like triple,
Yeah,
almost
yo,
three green
hold up.
jerseys.
Does anybody remember in the first quarter when Mike Scott has that rebound in his hands? Marcus Smart laying over top of I can't remember who on the Boston Celtics and Mike Scott's back.
Yeah.
God, dude, that made me so mad. I was infuriated at that point because we weren't making shots and I didn't like what was going on. But when I saw that, I was like, oh my God,
All
somebody's got
right.
to punch Marcus Smart in the face, please.
So before we talk about the upcoming game, Jam, do you have anything to say about this? Just last thoughts on this blowout.
Um, well, I want to say one thing real quick about Mike Scott.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I was so impressed with him tonight. He got what was his rebounding numbers?
Was it seven
First off,
rebounds? I'm not
because
sure.
he got some
5
tough.
rebound.
Yeah, he got some tough rebounds too, where Celtic players, had their hands on the ball and he came up with it, 50-50 balls, and he played with confidence. Um, hit a couple of 2-point shots in the paint, which was great to see, and he just looked so confident and under control. Um, I mean, he was great tonight. Uh, the regional manager, you got to give him his props, Michael Scott. Um,
I
but
like that
yeah,
one.
but yeah, as far as just the game as a whole, um, just man, how good are we in Game Fives the last couple of years? It's becoming a Hawks tradition to have a great moment in Game Five.
Mike Scott tradition.
It's a Mike
Yeah,
Scott tradition,
seriously.
yeah.
That's
So
true. I mean, we didn't get that chance against the Cavs, but see, the Cavs are lucky we didn't get to a game five.
Yeah.
they would have been in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, they would have been in. See, that's why they had ended early because they knew.
Hey, we blew Game Three, so we could have got it to a Game Five.
Which one was game three the one that
We had a
Will
3-point lead and possession with less than a minute to go. I don't remember the specifics of what all happened, but we blew it.
game
That's the Horford game, right?
that's the
Yeah.
infamous the last game that Ken Mauer ever coached for the Hawks. I mean, refed a Hawks game.
And
I'm
just
still I'm still
Um,
riding with that. Just pointing that out there. I saw him officiating last night. But go ahead. Sorry.
those guys are awful. That whole crew.
Yeah.
Um, but just to wrap up, I think the part of the game that summed it up for me was in the third quarter. The Celtics cut the lead to 5, and I was terrified. I thought, well, here we go. This is going to be back and forth until the buzzer now. And the Hawks went down, and I believe it was Teague got to the foul line and bumped the lead back up to 7. And I think from then on, it was basically it was on like Donkey Kong.
It
Um,
was a slaughter. Yeah.
yeah, so that could have been a situation where the Hawks felt pressure and ends up being a close game, but no, they took it right to Boston.
Yeah. Also, yeah, yeah. Nah, you're right. You're right. So let's talk about the upcoming game. Game 6 in Boston. What day is it? Thursday, guys? Is it Thursday?
I think it's
Yep,
on yeah, this is Thursday.
Thursday.
Shit,
Thursday.
man, one game rest? Like, I give everybody 3 game rest, but like once it gets to like 5, 6, 7 game sevens, like they're like 1 game rest, you go after it. Like, why not just do that for each game? I don't understand why they don't do that.
Well, I'm looking at this because I was looking at the schedule and they were talking about the games playing tomorrow and I was like, I don't know why I thought this. I thought that Houston are like lost the series already.
No.
I don't know why I thought that. Um,
Well, they basically think about it this way. Now that okay, even without Steph, Golden State is superior to Houston. What if they beat? What if Houston could make that monumental upset over over Golden State, and then get to
um,
go against the Los Angeles Clippers, or
well,
or decimated Los Angeles Clippers, or Portland Trailblazers?
if Houston wins this series, I can tell you a couple things that will happen. Steph will be honored as the greatest basketball player of all time. Dwight's gonna, and certain players on Houston are probably gonna be pissed that the reservation for their hotels in the Bahamas need to be moved
There's
back.
no doubt. Yeah, they have
Oh
no
yeah.
interest in winning.
Yeah, Dwight's like, oh my God, still have to. Well, what if we
Dwight's
get
like,
a Dwight Howard kind of like, oh wait a second, I am a free agent this year.
he can choose to be one.
Uh,
I don't know if he, I just
Dwight,
don't know if he'll pass out on that money though. I mean,
he's
I think
gone.
it's 20.
Dwight's gone.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, he's probably like at least 80-20 right now. I'm leaving. But
Hey,
I
did
mean,
you guys watch
the
Game 4 of Houston Golden State?
I watched basically what's the word?
You
I
watched as
watched.
much of it as the Rockets players did.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Um,
I watched
you,
it
you
for
paid
as
as
long
much
as it's
attention as they did.
interesting.
But
I
that
didn't even know that Steph was
Monte
hurt.
Eunice, Monte Eunice, I swear he turned it over 25 times in the second quarter by himself. I shouldn't pick on him because he probably gives as much effort as anybody else on their team does. But
Yeah.
it was
Oh
high
yeah,
comedy.
Well, Garrick's favorite player, um,
Josh
Smith.
Smith,
Smith.
the
Garrett's
Smith
favorite
character.
player.
Has there ever been a team with more clowns on one roster?
I was gonna say the Clippers earlier this year,
The
but
Wizards of the Wizards of 2011 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
oh my,
Oh man.
are you talking about the gun gate, the
The
gun?
Oh
Gilbert
yeah.
Arenas,
Oh, the arenas bunch. Yeah.
JaVale McGee, Nick Young,
Oh my God,
Javaris Crittenton.
Creighton,
Dude, it was probably the
Let's see, who
greatest.
else was on that? Didn't
um,
they had Deshaun
Andre
Stevens there
Latch.
for a minute, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Stevenson
yeah,
was
yeah, you're
still.
right, and Tough Juice, and I
That
forgot
was a
his
good.
name, but
That
what's
was a
his full
good
name?
team. That was a real good.
And
That was a tough team. At least they thought so.
you also think of Brandon Haywood and who is the guy that everyone hates? Kwame Brown, but that was way back then.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
but I mean, I like playing in Boston apparently is just difficult for anybody. So like going up there is gonna be difficult for us because I guess it'd be difficult for anybody.
I'm not gonna
But
lie, guys. When I saw that last game when they had like Belichick and Gronk and Bob Kraft.
You were intimidated?
No, I really wanted us to beat them then. Like,
Yeah.
or I was like, I hope the Hawks win, but when I saw them in the crowd, I was like, well, now I hope. And now that we got Bill Simmons out here with the 100% homer tweets, I'm kind of like, okay, I hope they annihilate them. I know that won't happen, but
I expect Atlanta to win this game.
really,
I think this game 6 will have a different feel than game 3 and 4.
They lost
Um,
10 straight playoff games in Boston.
yeah,
It's
but
it's time.
0-5 in series clinchers in Boston.
well, we eliminated 2 teams last year in game 6 on the road.
Yeah.
And this Boston team is not it's not your father's Boston. So yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if we go up there and lose, but I'm kind of expecting a solid effort, a veteran effort from these Hawks
yeah.
on Thursday night.
I was literally just trying. I was just trying to think of what my father's Boston would be. It's like, who's on that team?
But depending upon how old you are, your father's Boston could be like Antoine Walker and those guys.
That's Garrick's other favorite player right there, Antoine Walker.
Greatest Hawk.
He's shaking his head. Oh, you're not shaking your head. I fully predicted you to shake your head right there.
I like that.
Oh, I
No,
like
but I
that.
mean, God, did y'all see that tweet? Drake deleted the Instagram, by the way,
He's talking
of
about
him,
the.
the crying Paul George face.
I hate when people go back and delete stuff. Just
Well,
leave it up there. We've all seen it. I mean, especially if you're Drake. Everybody
well,
in the world, a
yeah,
million
it's
people
true.
have screenshotted it. Just leave it up there. You meant it. Say it. Stand
The,
behind it.
well, the thing is, it's like, are you really gonna like get all high and mighty because you basically won because Solomon Hill pulled a Paul Pierce? Um,
Dude, that was such a close shot.
and I was just kind of like, are you the high and mighty 50 plus win Raptor team really gonna want to, you know, gloat on beating the freaking Pacers?
Well, I mean, what does Toronto have to cheer about? I don't think their Maple Leafs are that good. Haven't been good for a while, and well, it's hockey. That's their sport. So this is what they have to cheer for. So if Drake feels to say, "Hey, Paul George, you can win for your team," I don't really have a problem with it all that much, but I don't get it. It's a first round. You're expected to beat that team. You're expected to beat that team. If you're like a 1-8, 2-7 matchup, I feel like you're expected to beat that team 4-1, 4-2. But
Yeah, but it's just like their games have just been so like their losses have just been ugly, and they basically,
I know
yeah.
that's the thing that I'm like he's saying that like 3-2. I knew you were scared. The fuck- Who is scared of that team? Like Toronto has looked awful in those 2 losses, and they haven't looked much better in their wins. They were down by 13 or 13 going into the fourth,
Yeah.
and Yen just had a bad in the fourth.
Incredible run, too, by them to close that game out.
Yeah.
Similar to what
Not a
Atlanta
better
did.
run than Atlanta.
Well, no, but both teams just went on insane tears.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my goodness.
We just gotta go up to Boston, close it out, get ready for Cleveland. Which also doesn't make me happy because I don't. Uh, my mom's husband, uh, he's from Cleveland. He's a Cleveland fan, like everything. So I get to talk crap to him for a couple weeks at
Oh well.
least.
You
So that's
might
fun.
want to hold off on that crap talking right there.
I know, but
Um,
just listen. I'd love to do that though.
I would
It's fun to do.
that'd be nice. Though, when you think about it, I don't think we've ever beaten a LeBron team in the playoffs. Like, not even, we haven't even won a game
No,
against a
I
LeBron
don't
team
think
in the
so either.
playoffs. Yeah.
But
We've
this is
been so
the
bad against LeBron
Yeah.
since the first stint in Cleveland. Just wins have been few and
I
far between, even in the regular season.
Yeah.
don't want to
But
talk.
hold on,
Don't want to talk about those
let's
losses.
let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We are still first in Boston. We do have the terrible history
Alright.
versus Boston. I'm
So
I'm
so
we are still the
the
Hawks.
so the Isaiah Thomas sprained ankle. It didn't look too bad. I just think that he rolled it and was like, we're losing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I fully
I'm
expect him to
going.
be okay next game.
Yeah,
Um,
like I don't.
I think he's fine. Didn't look too bad.
Now, when they're
Garrick?
listed on the injury report, like they're gonna put him on the injury report, do they get extra practice? Don't they get like an extra 30 minutes or something like that before everybody else to go on the court?
I'm not sure.
I think
Anyway,
there's. Hold on a second. It's before shoot around or something. There's something like that.
I was gonna get to final thoughts real quick, so I can
You're
jump
good.
off and go grab some food. What? Who said that? But Garrick, we're headed back to Boston. We're shipping up to Boston. Did I
Yeah,
play that song like every time any Boston
I think so.
Yeah.
ever? Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
The Departed was a pretty good movie, though.
The Departed.
That's the only good thing I can say about Boston.
That's a
But
great movie.
hopefully we can ship this defense up there too.
And ship the defense. Ship the offense up
No
there too.
kidding.
Yeah,
Ship the offense.
get off to a good start and hold the lead. Did we have a 17-point lead in game four? Or
I think that
13,
was
something like that?
man. See, here's the thing, Garrick. We don't talk to Celtics bloggers the morning of the game. We'll wait till after the game
Yeah,
next time.
yeah.
Not blogger. He works for B-Ball Breakdown, but you know what I meant if you're listening. You know what I meant. Anywho, um, JM. Final quick thought of all things Boston and why we hate them. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I do hate Boston.
Good.
There's no doubt. Well, my takeaway would just be Game Five. So I'm starting to fall in love with Game Five. Um, three Game Fives that we've had here recently are probably in the top five all time for me. Um, Hawks games ever. Um, the Mike Scott Indiana game, even though we lost the series. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And the Game Five, Al Horford put back against Washington last year, and then beating Boston by 700 points tonight. So we're kind of building a history with Game Fives. Um, but that said, it's just a great win. It's great to go back up in the series. We just got to get one out of two. Um, and I'm just hoping that it's a different. I, I do think it'll be a different feel going up there for Game Six, being that we do have a veteran team. We closed two series out last year with these, mostly the same group. Um, did it twice in Game Sixes on the road last year. Um, so, like I said, I want a veteran performance, a good start, like Garrick said, and make Boston feel early like, hey, Atlanta's here to close this out, and put some pressure on them, and let's get this thing over with.
Heck yeah. I'm pumped right now. Also, let's hope,
Did I jack you up?
I'm about to take the fine, but I hope,
Don't say it.
okay, I won't say it.
Okay, say
Call
it.
me.
Say it.
But about to take the $25,000 fine and talk about that. But hey, Christian, what's up, man?
Are you done with that burrito?
Oh man, I am actually completely done with it. Already about to go to the toilet. After this thing ends.
Oh my God!
But
Wow,
Well, you're
wow.
gonna have to edit, Josh.
Nah, screw it. We're leaving it in so everyone can know how nasty Christian is.
Oh no. Nah, like good team win. We closed two game sixes out on the road. I expect us to be able to do it. It's hard to do in Boston. Hopefully we can do it. It's just a relentless crowd. But I think that we'll be able to come out tough, and I think we'll be able to at least. I know it's going to be a close game. I think we'll be able to have the lead at some point. We're going to be. Um, Game fives are our thing. We just need to rename our the same way that Sacramento. Did anybody see Sacramento's new logo?
Yeah.
Need to be
Very
the Atlanta
nice.
Game Fives. I'm gonna work on it in WordPad, just Atlanta Game Fives. But I'm I'm really excited, really happy with our effort, really happy with everybody, and I hope we can come out strong and finish the series off in a couple of days in Boston. I fully expect us to be able to do it. It just depends on what effort we're able to go up there with, and come out at the start of the game. So, what? Happy for the win. Let's go close the
Yeah,
series out.
yeah. We're gonna need more from the starters in the game in Boston. For whatever reason, it always seems like role players always have a big role at home, um, traditionally in playoff games. So we're gonna need some big stuff from Boston, in Boston from the starters.
Cephalosha played a little better tonight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tabo was great.
Saba was great.
He had the highest plus minus on the team.
Schroeder
It
got
Yeah,
was
I
really
said a
kill.
little. He's probably actually a lot better.
Oh yeah, it was killing me last game just watching him try to shoot off the dribble, and I was like, no, no,
he did that quite a bit.
man. A lot of things killed me last game, but so
Everything
far,
was in rhythm tonight.
yeah,
There was just a good flow to everything, aside from the first quarter. But um, it was just everything looked really nice.
Felt right.
It felt right. There you go.
it felt right.
It was in the air.
Also, Garrick pointed this out to me, which I find kind of funny. Someone complaining about Horford setting illegal screens, and I'm like, you support a Boston team with Kevin Garnett on it.
Dude, like every team does it. Like literally every single Golden State game was on TNT or ESPN, and that is the king. That team is the king of illegal screens. So I don't want to hear anybody saying that.
Yeah,
It's
they're the
just a matter of
worst.
whether they want to call it or not.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the worst just because Bogut says them both so bad. Only thing is, like, I don't wonder, like, how is it Draymond has gotten like so much respect from refs for being his age? Because normally all the crap that he does is stuff that you'd get out of veterans, but for whatever reason, he can get away with murder at times.
Good
Not to
player on
discredit him,
great team.
but I'm confused. Like, I don't get it.
It's just I don't know. A lot of the time I'm confused with how refs what they call them, don't call it. It's literally never consistent. I never know what
Yeah,
I'm gonna get out of a game, but the games are a lot of the time the same exact thing from game to game, just about whatever officiating crew is gonna call what.
yeah. Well, fellas, hmm. Let's end on a beat Boston, beat the crap out of Boston. We hate Boston.
Let's
We'd
do
love
it.
to we'd love to see that crowd just just goes sad and everything. Man, I hope we win Game 6. If not, I'm rooting for Game 7. But let's let's
I
go.
feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, we got the rhythm going. Just got to keep playing our game, make our open
We have the
shots.
better team. Just got to go get it done.
Yep,
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme.
get on up. It's basketball time.
Bobsled time.
Hey, hey.
God, I didn't
My
think anybody
God,
would think
cool.
about that. Cool runnings.
No, we need to get. We're leaving. Thank you guys for joining on.
Please don't talk about cool runnings around Josh. Please don't.
It's one of
Why
the
I
not?
saw
greatest.
that in the I saw that in the theater with my mom and my sister.
Cool Runnings is one of the greatest movies of all times.
It
In the
is.
podcast, Josh.
The true life story of Cool Runnings is even better than the
In
actual
the
movie.
podcast, Josh.
All right, we
Count him
out.
down.
Peace.
3, 2.
See ya.
Oh, we out, guys. Hey, see y'all
Have a good
after
night.
next game.
All right, yeah.
Hi, we out.